What is up, guys, and welcome to a new daily market outlook for the dollar pairs and of course gold. So let's dive straight in. Looking at the dollar index pulled back yesterday into our zone with pretty much exact pinpoint precision. As we can see also in the Discord community link in the description down below, I was pointing out 106.014, and that is pretty much where we exactly tapped into, and from there we pretty much ignited a reversal back in towards the upside. So what am I looking for the day ahead? Well, ultimately what I want to see is, of course, pretty much just a push further up in towards the highs. If we look at the lower time frame, has now shifted in its structure. We have now seen a break of this high over here, meaning, okay, yeah, of course, today we could potentially see, let's say, some form of a pullback, but ultimately I now want to see that 107 region get hit on the dollar index. That is definitely what I'm going to be looking for, pretty much for the rest of the week, being Thursday and Friday. So push in towards 107. Pretty clear on that. Daily change of character, tap in towards this daily area of demand, which formed the change of character for our also area of demand. This is just turning out to be a sweep of liquidity, not really kind of like a break of structure. Fill of this area of supply, pulling back in towards demand and now moving up higher. This demand zone took out this supply zone, tap back in towards demand, and now is pushing up higher in towards this fresh supply zone with a fresh area of liquidation. So that's what I'm looking for on the dollar index. Now let's move over in towards AUDUSD, meaning Aussie dollar. So overall on Aussie dollar, we saw a massive sell-off, of course, from our area of supply over here on the 4 hour. Very beautiful to see. So what am I looking for the day ahead? Of course, you guys still know that the daily is bearish and we are still looking for those shorts. Daily is in a bearish trend very clearly. I've said it now repetitive, like multiple times. This supply zone, it's not like a real supply zone because it hasn't achieved anything, but it did kind of like play out, mainly because on the 4 hour it was actually something that took out all of these lows. So pull back in towards this 4 hour area of supply, this buy before the big sell-off. Beautiful push in towards the downside. Was there really an entry for myself? Not really, but if we look, guys, at the kind of market structure that we were seeing when coming in towards this area, we can clearly once again see that we have this ascending channel / wedge playing out beautifully with a 1, 2, 3 exact third touch, and then the big sell-off in towards the downside. From a 15-minute perspective, what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for a pullback. I mentioned in yesterday's video I was looking for a pullback and then, for example, supply and then a sell-off. Well, we didn't get it. So what am I looking for now? Again, pretty much just the same setup, continuation. 4 hour daily, everything is bearish, so I'm just waiting for a push up, liquidation on these highs, and then, for example, a sell-off in towards the downside. We have some 4 hour supply over here, so this 15-minute zone would be stronger. Again, strong liquidation over here. So this zone, of course, is preferable, also being at the extreme. But if we see a proper reaction from here and entry model, I'm also happy to enter from here. So that's AUDUSD. Let's move over to EURUSD, meaning euro dollar. So euro dollar, what can we expect for the day ahead? Well, we saw a change of character, of course, on the 4 hour on Friday last week. Now move back up in towards the 4 hour supply, daily supply zone, which caused the change of character. So daily supply doing its thing and holding for now. Daily is, of course, still bearish, so just keep that in mind. That shorts are still high probability looking at it from a daily perspective, despite us kind of being overextended in towards the downside and seeing liquidation and a daily area of break of structure. Of course, this is the entire swing, right? So from here all the way to here. So logically, you want to kind of see a pullback back into the 50% mark, but this isn't really yet a swing pullback. So what could happen is still another pushing towards the downside, towards, let's say, this area of demand over here, which is a strong area of demand, and then, for example, a bigger pullback, or even lower down in towards this zone over here, which I think on the weekly time frame is also demand. I'm really looking for further downside from your dollar. That's what I'm expecting. Moving back in towards the 4 hour time frame, what are we looking for? Just again, real quick. So we are still looking for potential further downside now. We've seen a bearish change of character occur over here on this low, meaning that the 4 hour is now bearish from a change of character perspective. So we're looking for further shorts, ultimately in line with the daily. Of course, 4-hour swing structure is bullish, but again, not something very convincing in regards to the breaker structure itself. It's more kind of like a push in towards this supply zone over here, grab a liquidity and then a sell-off. So I'm not really happy with the way that it broke structure. Therefore, I am kind of more bearish biased than bullish. Now, looking at this, we can then say, okay, this is your fresh area of demand. So this is going to be kind of like the main target for the upcoming days. Also, with looking at the dollar index, it does look bullish. So I do want to see further downside from your dollar. Moving in towards the 1 hour, the 1 hour not very interesting. So mainly the 15-minute, because this is of course the execution time frame. So from a 15-minute perspective, we have now flipped bullish after breaking this low over here. So yeah, pretty much this is now your swing high. This is now your swing low. So is it now good to, and despite this kind of like being some kind of very strange choppy structure, it is your swing structure, guys. So if we now look at where price is trading at, we're trading pretty much at, or we saw pretty much a retracement. I think, let's just draw on premium versus discount. Yeah, just below the 50% mark. So I wouldn't personally be surprised if we see one more push higher on your dollar, for example, take out the high, push kind of like into the EQ, maybe push in towards this supply zone. If we're able to push in towards this supply zone, I'm definitely looking for shorts. Those are very high probability shorts. We can kind of see this buy before the sell-off was reacted to over here. So this isn't fresh anymore. This tapped in towards here, down, push down, and then again a pullback, push down. So we've kind of been following order flow, but we still have this fresh area of supply. So if we move in towards there, definitely looking for shorts. You could look for shorts from this area of supply. A lot of liquidity being built up. Also, if we look at the Asian high, yeah, this supply zone is right above the Asian high. So I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of see some reaction from there. But yeah, the high probability shorts are from here. But if we already see a lower time frame entry model, meaning like a 5 or 1 minute entry, you can also enter from this area of supply. So just keep that in mind when trading. But of course, you always want to see kind of like a pullback towards the EQ of the overall swing range, and that is more in line with this area of supply over here. So that is that for euro dollar. Let's move over to pound dollar. Okay guys, so looking at pound dollar, of course from a daily perspective, not very interesting, but yeah, saw the bearish change of character. Now another bearish change of character over here. So this, now the top of this swing range is now your high on daily change of character. But let's focus on the 4 hour because this is where it gets far more interesting. As we can clearly see, pretty much this area of supply at the top has held price and pushed it down. Yeah, you guys know I was targeting those triple lows over here with clear liquidity and then this fresh area of demand. So still looking for that zone to get reached. If we look at it from a 15-minute perspective, 15-minute has been stuck in this range. Clear as days how the 75% mark has been acting as your resistance and the 25% mark has been acting as your support. So now what you see very clearly is that we've taken out the range liquidity. I would have preferred us to tap in towards this demand zone. I still think we will in the near future, but we could potentially see now a reversal back up to, for example, take out the other high of the overall range. But yeah, again, pound dollar is not the most interesting pair for this time of day. But yeah, potential shorts still on the cards. There are some supply zones, for example, this one that could push it into here, and then, for example, something like this, take out the other range high. So just keep it in mind when trading pound dollar. Moving over into gold. So gold, guys, yeah, gold took out pretty much the high that I've been mentioning, 1953, and price is now stalling, rejecting this upper area of supply over here. So this bullish candle, that's where price is now stalling in. I do think in the near future we will hit the 2K zone, but there is a potential pullback, of course, to play back down in towards 1930 approximately. Yeah, if price pulls back in towards there, potential longs could be in favor of us. So I'll be keeping an eye out for around this zone over here, 1930, 1932. So if we pull back in towards there, potential longs on the card to push price up higher in towards 2000. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to join the Discord community. Link is in the description down below. Wish you all a fantastic day, and we will speak very, very soon. Thanks, guys.